At number 10 of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is Mechagodzilla Heisei vs Anguirus from Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters. Heisei collides with Showa. Steven Woods ends up piloting Mechagodzilla and ends up encountering Anguirus. Of course, Anguirus suddenly went attack mode against Godzilla's mechanical doppelganger. After all, Godzilla defeated Anguirus in their encounter. In Anguirus's mind, Mechagodzilla is going to hurt him, which is certain to happen with the amount of firepower wielded by Mechagodzilla Heisei. The only thing that prevents Mechagodzilla Heisei from taking advantage of said firepower is the fact this is the first time Steven Woods piloted a robot. He got lucky and pressed the right button that unleashed Mechagodzilla Heisei's missiles that knocked out Anguirus. This is why I put this fight at number 10. At number 9 of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is Anguirus vs Mechagodzilla Showa from Godzilla Rulers of Earth. Call it nostalgic or what? We saw in the movie how Mechagodzilla Showa disguised as Godzilla did to Anguirus. Anguirus put up a good fight, but Mechagodzilla Showa broke Anguirus' jaw in the end. In Godzilla Rulers of Earth, Mechagodzilla Showa fought Anguirus without the disguise. I will say, we got a better depiction of their fight. Anguirus used his speed and agility. Mechagodzilla Showa used his firepower. There was even a scene showing Mechagodzilla Showa attempting to break Anguirus' jaw. But Anguirus' quick thinking got him out of a bad situation. But in the end, Mechagodzilla Showa's firepower overwhelmed Anguirus. Poor Anguirus often ends up beaten by Godzilla's robo version. Good thing Anguirus didn't end up fighting Kiryu in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics. Otherwise, all of Godzilla's robo versions would have each a victory over Anguirus. At number 8 of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is Kiryu vs Baragon from Godzilla Rulers of Earth. The Millennium Mechagodzilla takes on Baragon instead of Anguirus. At least we can say Anguirus caught a break from fighting another robotic version of Godzilla. Although some would argue Baragon is more powerful than Anguirus since he can shoot fire from his mouth. Still, this fight showed how dangerous Kiryu is in the hands of a well-trained pilot. Baragon was lucky. The Kiryu pilot has no intention of using the Absolute Zero cannon. Baragon would have been in frozen pieces if Kiryu hits him with the Absolute Zero cannon. Though we later saw what happened to Baragon's Trilopod version when Kiryu used the Absolute Zero cannon. I will say, this fight was epic enough for me to land it in the number 8 spot. At number 7 of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is Rodan and Anguirus vs Gigan from Godzilla II Ongoing, aka Godzilla history's greatest monster. This fight had Rodan teaming up with Anguirus to take on Gigan. Individually, Gigan would have beaten Rodan and Anguirus. Gigan would have probably killed them in a one-on-one fight. Even in this comic fight, Gigan did his abdominal buzzsaw on both Rodan and Anguirus. Gigan almost killed them on separate occasions. It's a good thing Anguirus woke up to do his spin dash attack that finally defeated Gigan. I do like how each kaiju took advantage of their abilities. That is why I put this fight in the number 7 spot. At number 6 of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is King Caesar vs Megalon from Godzilla Rulers of Earth. Although this fight was told through flashbacks, the show begins telling the story made the fight epic. I like how both King Caesar's and Megalon's fight caused catastrophes. Not to mention, I also like how King Caesar is depicted using martial arts, while Megalon used his range advantages. Neither backed down from their fight. This fight also told the origin of Infant Island. Although I will admit, the fight between King Caesar and Megalon didn't reach a conclusion. It still depicted King Caesar as a great kaiju, both in fighting capability and the fact he was fighting to protect the people who worship him from the malevolent Megalon. At number 5 of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is Mothra vs Battra from Godzilla Rulers of Earth. Just like the King Caesar vs Megalon fight, this fight was told in a flashback. Battra, under the thrall of the evil Psycho twins, Minette and Mallory, attacked Infant Island with extreme prejudice. Mothra, still weakened after getting hit by Destoroyah's horn katana, has no choice but to fight Battra at her weakened state. Even though Mothra is weakened, she still put up a fight against Battra. Mothra sacrificed herself so her two larvas can escape with the Shobijin. Mothra deserves a lot of respect in this comic fight. This is why I put this in the number 5 spot. At number 4 of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is King Caesar vs Battra from Godzilla Rulers of Earth. Battra takes on the doggo kaiju, King Caesar, and unlike the last fight Battra was in, King Caesar is 100% ready for a fight. This is despite King Caesar napping for thousands of years. Battra bit off more than he can chew and finds out King Caesar is not to be messed with. It's like seeing a bully like Battra getting taught a lesson. I like this fight since it shows King Caesar's speed and agility versus Battra's flight and range advantage. In the end, Battra decided to abandon the Psycho-Evil twins, Manette and Mallory. King Caesar also ended the threat of the Psycho-Evil twins. King Caesar was also instrumental when he freed the other kaijus held by the Trilopods. We will get to that. This deserves the number 4 spot on this list. At number 3 of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is Jet Jaguar vs Destoroyah from Godzilla Rulers of Earth. Jet Jaguar takes on the malevolent Destoroyah. It's obvious fist fighting won't work against Destoroyah. That's the only thing Jet Jaguar can do in this fight. Destoroyah even manages to hit Jet Jaguar with his oxygen destroyer beam. Jet Jaguar got damaged in that attack. Jet Jaguar realizes that he is getting nowhere fist fighting Destoroyah. Figured out a way to win by using Kiryu's Absolute Zero cannon to freeze Destoroyah. In a way, this also shows Kiryu with the Absolute Zero cannon is capable of beating Destoroyah. This deserves the number 3 spot on this list. At number 2 of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is Gigan vs SpaceGodzilla from Godzilla Rulers of Earth. The violent cyborg kaiju Gigan fights the evil SpaceGodzilla in space. Gigan's tech and ferocity versus SpaceGodzilla's space powers. This is one of those fights you won't see on the big screen. But alas, Gigan's tech and ferocity proves inferior against SpaceGodzilla's space powers. Even with the help of his cryo masters, Gigan still loses the battle. I have to say, SpaceGodzilla's crystallization ability was used here in an unorthodox way. The fact Gigan loses an arm when SpaceGodzilla crystallized himself, while Gigan got caught in the process, is what got SpaceGodzilla the victory over Gigan. This deserves the number 2 spot on this list. And at the number 1 spot of epic kaiju fights in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics are Earth monsters vs Trilopods from Godzilla Rulers of Earth. Now I know Godzilla is in this fight as well, but his presence here is minimal. Though I will admit that Godzilla's mighty roar is what rallied the Earth monsters to work together against the Trilopods. Good thinking Caesar freed the Earth monsters. This kind of shows that the Trilopods are effective on ganging up on solitary monsters. But once the Earth monsters got their act together, the Trilopods loses their advantage of overwhelming through numbers. Since the Earth monsters started working as a team, Zilla even ends up killing a Trilopod version of Titanosaurus. Another reason why I picked this as the number 1 epic kaiju fight in the Godzilla Ongoing Comics is it makes a good idea for a beat 'em up kaiju video game. Kind of like SNK's King of the Monsters 2. But with Godzilla kaijus to choose from, while the Trilopods are the enemies in said video game. I can imagine Margitar as the final boss. I have to say it, this is a better version of Destroy All Monsters. This definitely deserves the number 1 spot on this list. That's it for now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon for notifications as well.